I think Bam, I'm going to say this, and I've said it to you off camera. I've said it many times when we've spoken. I think Bam is special. I think Bam's a special fighter. I think he does a lot of things that are very high IQ that he makes look easy, and people don't really appreciate what he does.
Yes, guys, another episode of Check Hook TV. Nick, Nando, what's good, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm just saying, I'm gonna say our 5v5. I think my 5v5 was a bit was up there. Not saying it's a competition, but if we was ranking it, I think your main event might have just tipped mine. That was it. I'll give you that.
No, yours was good. They announced that it's going to be 7v7, so it's going to be more interesting, man. I look forward to that. We'll be interested to see who's going to be the main event. That's the big thing, because everyone's booked up. So, Dubois booked up, Atalma's booked up. So it'll be very, very interesting to see who exactly is going to be the main event.
Nah, it will be. But I think whatever it is, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But saying that, Saturday, did you see the fights? Did you see the boxing?
I did. Probably one of Chris Williamson's greatest performances. Very aggressive and wanting to make a statement. And I think he did. And I think it's in line that he might fight Vidal Riley for the world title next. That IBF is vacant, so that fight will make sense.
Yeah, do you know what? I was impressed with the opponent. I thought he was really, really good. I thought he was really game. I think he contributed to the fight. At points, he was hitting Chris with some bombs of a left hook, which I thought, ooh, if he's able to do this a little bit longer, is he going to be able to do something? I think Chris is one of those, I call him a Carl Froch. Those ones you're going to hit me, but I'm not falling. I'm not going there. I'm going to be right in your face.
Yeah.
I thought his performance was really, really good. I thought, he was really aggressive. I haven't seen him like that before. And maybe from the fight with Ramirez, he's realized, actually, I've got to take this up a notch. I can't rely on just being front foot and marauding. So it was a really good, really, really good fight. I really enjoyed it. Selfishly, I wanted to see 12 rounds, but I think the corner, I know we've been talking about corners and decisions and pulling out fighters, I think made the right decision. I think they knew he weren't up on the cards or it weren't close, and I think they made the right decision and pulled him out. But it was a really good fight, really, really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. And we look forward to see who his next fight is as well. Obviously, today we saw a big announcement as well. Boxer is joining Dazn. That's a big step for them because they're keeping the BBC deal as well. So you've got two broadcasters, and on top of that, they've announced the fight that we knew was going to happen anyway. Is the rematch for the British and Commonwealth Super Middleweight title. We've got Troy Williamson against Callum. Simpson is going to be in Leeds, August the 8th, live on Dazn, and I think it's live on the BBC as well.
Yeah.
I at first didn't want to see this fight because I thought Troy won it fair and square. I think it was only fair that he went on to fight for the IBF world title. They held him back because of this rematch clause. But because of the needle now, because we saw Troy tweet that this time I'm going to take his head off and that there's not going to be no respect there. Now I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a slugfest. I want to see that. What do you think of this fight?
Again, I think it's another British classic. I think it's two good opponents. I think Troy moving up in weight, he's been a monster at super middle, a monster. I don't agree in rematch clauses, especially if it's over a long period of time. This has been going on for a while because obviously Callum's been injured and so on and so forth. I think after a period of time, you should allow the person to move on. But I think Troy is going to come in there with bad intentions. I think really bad intentions. We know he carries pop. We know he can hurt him because he hurt Callum the last time.
Yeah.
And I think when Callum won the EBU, he got dropped twice before he actually stopped the guy, if I remember correctly. So again, I think it's got all the makings of a barnstormer. I've got Troy to repeat it. I can't see Callum
me as
doing
well.
anything different.
I agree. you know, I've interviewed Troy a few times. I've spoken to him off camera as well. I've told him many times you need to go. When he was at 154, I told him you need to go to middleweight. I can't wait. Went to middleweight. I still wasn't convinced. But at super middleweight, mate, he is a problem. He is a problem. If he wins that, I actually would love to see him against Hamza Shiraz. That is a
Ooh,
fight I would love to see. I think that would be a slugfest and a half. So do you know what? It's a fight I'm looking forward to. It now makes sense why Moses Atalma now has been rescheduled for the end of August now because of this
yeah,
the zone deal.
yeah.
And now it all makes sense why because no one got the reason why it happened. But August is looking great. August now is looking with the start of this and then Atalma at the end of it. If he fights Hergovich, August is looking like a great month.
They're trying to affect my summer holidays, man. That's the only time the family think they got me and I'm away from boxing. So it's going to be interesting. No, but I agree. I think, just to talk about boxer and the DAZN deal, that's a big thing. Like I said, off camera, DAZN must have a jackpot that they're dipping into because they've got everybody on there now, which I think is good for them. But it's good for Boxer. I think Boxer gets to attract some bigger fights. And I think this is a good fight for them to start with, the Callum and Troy Williamson. If Callum pulls off a shock, I'll be very surprised. But I think Callum will come away with the victory.
No, I agree. I agree. I think Troy will repeat anyway. Um, Also, this weekend, Bam Rodriguez is back and he's looking to make history as well and becoming a three-weight world champion. We all know what's going to happen if he wins. That sets up that fight against the big monster fight against Inoue. Bro, that's one of the fights that everyone. Do you know what? I've always said this, and I've said this on this podcast, and I've said it off camera as well. The lower weights like bantamweight, flyweight, and super flyweight, they don't get enough love. They don't get enough attention.
Yeah,
But this fight, if that happens, that's going to be one of the biggest fights in the last 10, 20 years. It's huge. It's a huge
yeah,
fight. Hopefully, we don't get the typical in a way trying to get banned to Japan. I think that fight should just be on neutral grounds in Saudi. And yeah, man, how do you see
yeah.
that going?
I think Bam, I'm going to say this, and I've said it to you off camera. I've said it many times when we've spoken. I think Bam is special. I think Bam's a special fighter. I think he does a lot of things that are very high IQ that he makes look easy, and people don't really appreciate what he does. I think I think he gets through it this weekend. And he could put another statement out there. I think him
Yeah,
and Inoue is the fight that we want. Like you, I want it on neutral ground. I want it in a Saudi. I want it somewhere there. I don't want it in Japan. I don't want it in America. I want it in a neutral ground. You know, Talks maybe, wherever it may be, if it's on the AJ Fury undercard or whatever it may be.
no, that's a main event. That's a main event.
You never know. But for me, that is the fight that needs to happen because
Yeah,
there are two boxers who are at the peak of their powers and they're on a collision course. And what I don't want that is to be derailed with some nonsense along the way. Just let them have that collision course. I think Bam will surprise a lot of people when he comes up there. I think people think he's small and in a new way he's going to have the power and whatever, but I think Bam will surprise a lot of people. His boxing ability is next to none. He is very, very good. Inoue, I respect highly. I haven't seen someone who is a cold-blooded killer when they've got you in a position. But what we've seen of late is that he can get caught. He has been dropped once or twice. And I think that gives that little bit of opening for Bam. Whatever happens, if it goes 12 rounds, would I be surprised? No, actually, I won't be surprised if it goes 12 rounds. But I think if it goes 12 rounds, it'll be a split decision. I don't think one person is going to win it, outright. I think it'll be a split and, people will take what they want to take from it. But it's got the makings of an all-time great.
I'm going to give you an early prediction for that fight.
Go on.
I think Bam stops him in round 9. I think this fight, look, both incredible fighters. This fight kind of reminds me of Bud versus Spence, in my honest opinion. In a way, in my opinion, is quite similar to Spence. For me, Bam is the Bud. And I think it'll be too much for Inoue. I think the boxing IQ, I think the power will be too much. Don't get me wrong. If Inoue hits Bam, could be lights out. But I think Bam's boxing IQ would just be too much for Inoue. That's my honest opinion.
That's a big statement, bro. That's a
It's a
big
big
statement.
statement. It's a big statement because I don't think, look, Inoue is incredible. You look at his CV, has he really fought anyone really like super elite? Has he ever fought anyone
Yeah,
super elite? Who?
yeah. What the Thai man.
On the level I'm talking about on the level of Bam.
Yeah, but I think Bam and him are a special kind of fighters, and I don't think many fighters get to fight people of that caliber. Like when we talk about, you just spoke about Crawford and Spence. You know, you don't get that all the time. Like even Crawford with Canelo, you don't get that all the time. Bivol, Berti, but I can never say his name, Bertabiev. These guys are special. There's a dime a dozen. So I don't think that's fair on Inoue. But then you can also say, has Bam got the same kind of, has
Yeah,
Bam fought anybody of,
yeah.
who would you
I
say?
personally believe Bam fought the wrong Sonny Edwards because if it was the right Sonny Edwards, it would have been a closer fight. In my honest opinion, Bam still would have won. In my honest opinion, but Sonny didn't want it. Something was going on in his personal life. You could see that he said it. You like whenever you ever seen Sonny go to the corner and be like, "I don't want to do this anymore." He gave up on boxing. He didn't want it anymore.
No,
But
I agree. I
and
agree.
and in prime Sonny Edwards on it, who knows what he could have done against Inoue, in my honest opinion. Like boxing wise. He had to go 12 rounds not getting hit. He could do it, but I think Bam's CV is better than Inoue's in my honest opinion. But it's not really about always about CVs. I just personally believe Bam is on another level. Just like a level above him, in my honest opinion. Because I've seen Inoue get dropped by, I don't want to disrespect them, by nobodies compared to Bam. Bam's got that power, man. And he's got that killer instinct. He's not going to let him breathe. He gets up. He's on him. Could finish him. So I'm going with the same outcome as Spence and Bud. I'm going round 9, Bam, early right now.
That's a big, big statement. Big statement.
Yeah.
I can hear what you're saying in terms of Inoue being dropped by people not as high caliber as Bam, but equally has, and I hear you in terms of the Sonny Edwards, because I think Sonny Edwards was a top tier fighter. I rate him very, very highly. And I do agree the version of him that appeared against Bam wasn't the version that maybe everybody expected to see. But you also got to remember though is, you also got to remember is that sometimes that, fighters can make people just age in the ring because of what they're doing to them. And maybe Bam
Yeah.
did that to Sonny. I think Inoue, we can say whatever we want to say, whoever's been put in front of him, was it Nares? Was it Nares? Is it Nares? I can't remember his name. Neves, Nares, whatever his name is, was meant to be someone to challenge him. He put him away. Fulton was meant to be somebody else who's meant to challenge him, put them away.
Was Fulton really that guy? Come on.
Well,
Fulton.
but Fulton comes in there with good pedigree. Fulton's a world champion. You know,
Yeah, he's a world champion, but I'm talking about, this is levels, bro.
No,
This
I
is
hear you,
levels.
and I'm not disputing that. And I think, they're both special, and I think they've both not fought anybody of their caliber.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, Fulton going in there was like Charles Martin going up against Dubois,
say that
bro. It's
again.
not. Fulton against Inoue was like Charles Martin defending, like going against Dubois, bro. There's levels to this, bro.
No, I hear you, and I think there is levels. I can't see a Crawford Spence and a ninth round stoppage. If it happens, then that's a statement in itself. but
There's my
it
house
definitely.
deposit. If it happens, there's my house deposit. Just
Listen,
business. Yeah.
listen. Me and you're the rich one, rich one,
Nah, man.
Mr. Paddle.
Don't let the bookshelf fool you.
But yeah, no, I think definitely. I think what we're going to get is two fighters in their prime who are going to give us a great, great fight. And I'm looking forward to it. Bam's got to get through this weekend. Grant he gets through it, then,
Yeah,
it's on the cards. Definitely.
hopefully. Sticking on this subject, because somebody who's and there's like you said off camera, this guy's got more rumors than Kim Kardashian. The rumors are that Tank is in talks with Schofield. The talks are ongoing on. The reason why I say stick on this subject, because Inoue has been linked with a fight with Tank for a while, Inoue to go up. So let's talk about Tank real quick. Obviously, we know what's been going on in his personal life and so on. So let's say deal was signed, the fight happens. Is this a dangerous fight, considering his last fight, the performance he put on, that being so long out of the ring, to be against someone like Schofield, who's game?
Honestly, no. No. I think when you talk about people like Tank, people might say, he's not boxed many high profile names and so on and so forth, but he has a pedigree there and you can see it. And I think if the fight does happen, I think Schofield might look competitive for maybe the first 4 rounds. But I think once Tank starts gets in that groove and starts looking for those shots, I think it could be a very hard night for Schofield. I'm not saying Schofield's not good. I just have Tank on that level above. I'd like him to do more in boxing. I'd like him to achieve a lot more in boxing. I'd like him to be a bit more active. But there's no taking away from Tank's pedigree and what he can do. And for me, for Schofield, against a Schofield, I think he stops a Schofield late. It's my personal opinion.
I think he gets outboxed again.
Who, Tank?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that one instance. Who was that fight against again? His name cuts out of my head. I think that's the first time we've ever seen that with Tank. The first time, and I think it might be the only time. You can say what you want to say about Tank, but you know what? When it comes to it, and his head switched on, you've got a fighter in there who can do special things. In my opinion.
The issue I got with Tank is this: I'm not going to take away his power, his ability, and his pedigree as well in the ring. The issue I got with Tank is that he cherry picks, in my honest opinion, just like Canelo used to as well. He knows who to pick. He knows who to say, come down to my way, drain them. Because if he was a real fighter, go to 140. If you're a real fighter, go to 147. Stop staying in that little league and try to get people like Shakur to come drain themselves and come down to you.
Is
go
he
up.
Big enough though? Is he big enough to be at those weights?
Not 147, definitely 140. Definitely 140. Listen, go out on a weekend with Adrian Broner, you'll be 154.
but I was gonna say, do we run the risk of him doing, and you said his name, and Adrian Broner, going up to a weight he had no right being in, and just taking L's?
Listen, at the end of the day, that O means nothing. Your legacy means something. Stop trying to be Floyd. All these people are trying to be like Floyd. Forget all of that. Go up and beat the best. You've been calling out Haney. You've been calling out Shakur for a minute. Go prove it. Before Shakur goes to 147, go prove it. Go to 140. Do it.
I don't even think Shakur's big enough to go to 147.
Nah, he is.
Nah,
he is.
I can't see it. Have you seen the size of Haney at 147 compared to Shakur?
Did you see the size of AJ compared to Usyk? Didn't mean nothing, my bro. Didn't mean nothing.
But at least Usyk boxed at heavyweight. These guys are small guys.
They don't need power. They just need skill. They need this.
They need skill. Yeah, timing beats speed all the time, and precision beats power all the time. But I agree with you in terms of I would like Tank to be more active and box the bigger names. I agree with you with that. And I don't think he gets outboxed by Schofield. I think Schofield, as good as he is, I don't know if he's on the same level as them. I can't say that because I haven't watched a lot of Schofield. I've only seen maybe a couple of fights of it. So I'm just going this off the premise of what I've seen and what I've seen of Tank. You know, when we talk about Tank, we talk about him with the bigger names, the Haneys, the Shakurs, even Garcia, you know, so on and so forth. And I agree with you. Like I said to you off the pod, off camera, is he has more rumors than Kim. He's always rumored to be in with a fight and it never happens, or something else happens. And I agree with you. Everybody needs to stop being like Floyd. Everybody just needs to go and just box, you know. And that's why I've got a lot of respect for people like AB and Teofimo Lopez, because they just go in there. They go in there and they box these guys and they give it a go. And I respect that. And I agree with you in terms of legacy. For me, for Gervonta, I just wanted to be active. I just wanted to be active and fight some names, fight some good names and get out there. Schofield to start. I think he stopped Schofield late, is my opinion. I think the last fight, I think like any fight, I think when there's a lot of distractions out of the ring, you just take your eye off the ball. But we've not seen that from him consistently. People may argue he's not maybe boxed people of the level, so he's able to get away with it. But for me, I like him to do it. Because even when he boxed someone like a Rolly, and I know you don't rate Rolly, so I'm not even going to call Rolly up and say Rolly's up at that level. But even when he boxed people like Rolly, you know, he did the job. He made it look easy.
Yeah, but these people, like, as much as I don't rate Rolly. Rolly was drained. So was Ryan Garcia. Tell him to do that 147 and see what happens. These people were drained.
Yeah,
And it's fine. You can only beat people that's in front of you. I give him that. But he plays the game very smart. Now, do you know what would be interesting? Now that Loma's back, let's see what happens. Let's see if Loma's
him and Loma definitely I want to see.
Yeah. I want to see Loma in 1 or 2 fights. Let's see if he's still got it, which he will. Let's be real. It's Loma. Like, yeah. And then we get that fight. But before we end the stream, I want to ask you a question. So we were on Bam and Inoue. There's that rumor of always Inoue versus Tank. So whoever wins that fight, is it impossible to go up and fight Tank? Is it mission impossible? Is it something that it's just can't happen? He's too big for them, or can it happen?
I think for Jesse, he's too big. I think he's too big for Jesse. I think
is there a weight that they can meet at? Catch weight.
What, 132?
Yeah, would that be impossible?
No, but I still think Tank, you know, because you're talking about rehydration clauses and whatever, and I think Tank will always have the advantage there. I think Tank and Inoue is the more realistic one. I think Inoue can go up to, you know, 135 or whatever it may be, and look okay, because you can always see Inoue looks like he's always big at the weight. So yeah, so for me, let's I think Inoue. I think Bam is just a bit too small for Tank. Bam, when I see Bam, I look at Sonny, like they're not big. Do you know what I'm saying? It's their skill that gets them where they need to. Might be wrong. I don't know what Bam walks around at, but if it's a catch weight, can Tank do 130?
Who knows?
Possibly. Who knows? But I think more is more the Inoue fight. Him and Tank and Inoue. And I think it's more of a blockbuster fight as well. It's more of a blockbuster fight. You've got what's it? You've got what's his name? It's more of a blockbuster fight because you've got the Japanese fans and everybody else and the American fans. I think it's a bit bigger.
I agree. Before we end this, we obviously need to quickly talk about IQ Boxing's fighters. So this weekend, is it Jesse Brandon that's back?
Got Jesse Brandon and Amar Kiani both boxing at York Hall. Jesse Brandon is fighting a prospect in a 50-50, and Amar is fighting Hamza Butt again in a 50-50.
That's a good fight, you know. That's actually a
Definitely.
really good fight.
Yeah, good fight. So both boys are in camp. They're actually in the gym now. You might hear them in the background making noise. Um, so I think both boys should get through it, and that'll set them up for some big fights, title fights later in the year. It's It's been busy in the gym. We've had guys out, but Jesse, explosive, really, really good. Been on, at Wasserman and a few cards and had some really good performances. Went out to Ghana last, controversial, very, very controversial decision. Everybody had him winning. Like a Lerone Richards, everybody had him winning. The rest
Do you know why he lost in Ghana? Do you want to know why he lost in Ghana? Because
No.
compared to his other fights, and I always
Mm,
tell him whenever
mm,
I've DM'd him in the past,
mm.
he needs to start wearing his black Air Forces to the fights. He needs to be on smoke. I still remember
Nah,
from his debut, he needs to start wearing those trainers again. If he doesn't wear that on
yeah.
Saturday, it's going to be a long night. He needs to come in with that mindset.
Nah,
Smoke.
he is on smoke. He's on that smoky mindset right now.
Okay,
I think the whole Ghana experience has just put an extra fire in his belly, and
good.
he's just like, what, I'm not leaving this for people to take out of my hands again. And
Yeah.
it's horrible for fighters. I know what Lerone is experiencing now. It's horrible for fighters when you have clearly won and somebody takes it out of your hands. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Hopefully, Lerone gets that rematch because
Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
for him. I feel for Lerone.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. It shouldn't happen. And as for Mar, again, good opponent. Styles make fights. I think it's going to work in his favor and he should be victorious. Again, another one. Mar's got a massive following. Again, also another one he gives back to the community. He's got his boxing club. He's got young boys in Slough and girls boxing, competing for England boxing and whatnot. He's a role model for them. And, hopefully gets through Saturday and, we're talking about titles for him again as well at the end of the year. Jesse, again, gets through this. Again, another big fight hopefully on the horizon for him. So we've got guys in the gym who are doing really, really well. And yeah, long may it continue.
Hopefully they get through. This will be live on Box Nation on YouTube channel, so guys, tune in for that.
Also, before we shoot off, I know we've been talking about Inoue and Bam, and they often get put in the pound for pound list. If you were to do your top 5 pound for pound boxers right now, who would be in it?
Right now, oh, do you know what? Because it hasn't been a year yet, I will put Bud as number one right now because he hasn't retired and we don't know what's happening. So until that fight hits a year in September, for me, he's number one. I'll put Bam Rodriguez. I'll put Inoue. I'll put Usyk. Pound for pound. Do you know what? I know he just come back. You got to put Bivol there as well, man. You got to put Bivol there. I can't really think. But then you got Shakur as well there. You have got Shakur there. That's a tough one, man. That's a real tough one. Yeah, I will go with those 5. With I think Bivol just edges it past Shakur because it's undisputed, right?
Yeah.
Former undisputed. So yeah, I'll go with those 5. What about you?
Yeah. I'm not going to have TC in mind because I think he's done. So he's inactive. But
Okay.
I'll have Shakur, Usyk, Bam, Inoue. I'm not going to put Bivol in there because he's just come back. But I would have Devin Haney in my top 5 right now
Okay.
because
Do you know?
of what he's achieved.
Do you know what? One thing, I'll take Bivol out there, and because women's boxing doesn't get enough credit, you got to put Katie Taylor in there, man.
Do you know what? For a pound for pound, I'd have a women's one, and her and Amanda
Okay.
are in there. Clarissa, Baumgardner, and then Ellie Scottney, and Ellie Scottney, Sky Nicholson contesting.
Yeah,
But
I agree. I agree.
I think putting Ellie in there. But 5 for women, I think Katie and Amanda. I know Clarissa's done a lot in the sport as well, but for me, Katie and Amanda, I just think what they've done and where they are, and where they put women's boxing, it's definitely, for me, they're the 1 and 2.
Yeah, I would replace Ellie Scottney at this moment with that Japanese girl.
Yeah. Well, no, I think Ellie's done more. I think Ellie's done more to unify, to be undisputed. Sorry, the youngest. I think Ellie. I think the Japanese girl. I think because she's in line to fight Sky Nicholson now, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think whoever comes out, if she beats Sky, which I can barely see, then it'll be interesting. But yeah, that would be my 5.
perfect.
All right, bro.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. Remember, click that subscribe button, Instagram as well. Member Association of Bravos as well. Go check out their gloves as well. And we'll catch you for the next one.